All right, so we're back at it. Time to look at some more tools and finish this. This is good because I'm seeing a lot of stuff that I haven't touched in a while. And like I said, because I ran out of space, got too much stuff. All right. This is your Sonic's angled wrench set, right? For those hydraulic fit-ins and stuff. So I do know Tecton makes a set that it's like a master set that again, another set of stuff that I've been keeping an eye on. I want to say there's about 10 different tools on my radar right now. Like the Tecton angled wrench set, you know, that Cornwell double flex, the Master Cool brake flaring set. There's an OTC, what do you call it? Brake fluid tester. There's a couple tools. I have a lot of tools for not being a mechanic, just being a DIYer. But again, I like just being able to go in the garage and be able to do something, try something at least, and having tools at my disposal. And then I have two boys, and as they grow up, I kind of want them to be able to like come into my toolbox, not lose my shit, not break my stuff, but learn. And so when they become grown men, you know, adults, they can do stuff on their own. So, angled wrench set from Sonic's. Got an angler right here, and then this is more like your standard. So they're both the same size. It's just one is angled and one is not. One side is angled and one side is not. So, goes all the way to 6 to 19 without skipping a beat. So, pretty cool set. Pretty cool set. And again, something like this is more useful if you're working on maybe hydraulics or something, fit-ins and stuff, but you just never know. Like if I use this set once in my life to get a job done and the tool worked flawlessly for me, to me it would have been well worth it to have it. Again, that approach might not work for everyone, or it's not applicable to everything, but yeah. Monster. Assuming mechanics of future years won't know what Monster is. But it's a tool brand that got absorbed, discontinued, due to copyright between the energy drinks. I've heard Monster energy drinks. So this, I mean, this is starting to rust a little bit, and this is probably from being outside. But it's their extended handle. What do you call these things? Angled pliers or whatever. You got a 45. This thing is actually pretty long. You got the 45s, the straights, and then the 90-degree bend. They do have, like when you cinch down on the handles, they kind of meet right here, obviously, but then you got this gap right here that doesn't close, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm just pinching on there, and I can close the handle. Again, I don't want to abuse a tool and break it here at the hinge. But that was my only gripe with these, is that due to the length of this thing, it's not gonna, if you need to really grab onto something, it might not. Obviously, it will definitely work on your fingers, but as far as how strong it will grab. But yeah, these are starting to rust, and I think once I get everything set up, and I can put some oil and stuff on and clean up the rust, I will. I think it's partly because I had these outside for like 2 weeks, and at one point it started raining. So I think that's what the result of that was. I am not necessarily a fan of these roll-up cases. I mean, yeah, they store neatly, but I like seeing the tools that I have available. But luckily, I don't have too many of these, so I wouldn't have a problem storing it as is, but we'll see. Might as well go through another roll-up case. So this, I do know I have. This is a file set. I'm not sure if we can find these anymore. This was an Amazon purchase, and I was like, let me get this right now. It looks like a good set of files to have. It covers a lot. I'm sorry, the video. Yeah, you can still see it. So yeah, Bigfoot. I wanted to call it Monster, but it's Bigfoot files. Believe in performance. And then everything is labeled on here. We got a mill file, 10 or 12-inch mill file bastard, 10-inch, a flat file, a half round file, a round file, flat file, 8-inch, half round. So let's look at one of the bigger ones. I mean, nice handle on them, nice finish. I don't have any doubt that these would perform just doing filing. Now, to me, a file in the mechanic trade is kind of like, what am I using a file for? Because growing up, all I used a file for was to sharpen a machete or a knife. So I don't have too many reasons why I'd need a file. Maybe to ground on something, but it's one of those things that you probably don't use a lot. Let me know. I don't know. Maybe you do. But I might come across an instance where I might need these, but I do like this. Like you can hang this up on the wall or something, you know. But this is a nice set. If I wasn't recording with my phone, I would look up the price and or look up and see if these are still available. And when I picked these up, it was dirt cheap to the point where I was like, if these suck. And granted, I really haven't used them. If these suck, I wouldn't be upset. Or if one of them suck or something. But I almost doubt it. I think the quality's there. Lyle Combustion leak detector. So if you have like a blown head gasket or something, you can tell just by using this this test kit. It has your die right here, and your thing to plug the radiator cap. And if the color changes, yeah, indicated fluid changes from blue to yellow when exposed to combustion gases. That means combustion gases are leaking where it shouldn't, or leaking back into your radiator or something. So a nice tip to have, but I need to get it out of this and kind of find a way to store these pieces. Maybe like a Harbor Freight Pelican case type thing. Yeah, it's not, I forgot what you call it at Harbor Freight, the brand. But yeah, just to store all these pieces in a blow molded case. Actually, I think the red line blow molded cases, they're pretty small, so I might have to pick up one of those for that. All right, torque sticks. I do know what this is, at least when I say it. I do know what this is. I do know what the case is. So I picked this up thinking that I would use it, and honestly, I have not used any of it. Astro, but so I would typically use the 19mm. Where is that at? 20. Or not 19, the 80 foot-pounds. Yeah, obviously they're not in millimeters. So there's a half-inch drive, stop it on here, 19mm. And then my car, well, at least the two cars are 80 foot-pounds on the lug nuts. But I have not used these. I usually run it in with the impact, you know, put it on the lowest setting on the impact or the second highest, run it in, and then I'll torque it from there. Spec, but maybe I have to use these because, well, again, they're very, very deep. So this I can have available and open and get more use out of it. Oh, I see a nice monster sitting out there. Here's a nifty wire wheel setup. Just trying not to cut myself here. But it's an Astra tool. It's a wire wheel on a handle. And I guess you could do this for anything. Try not to gouge myself with this wire, these wires. But you know, you could get this on, you know, scrubbing like brakes or something, or somewhere underneath a wheel well or underbody. You just got a nice handle. You're not necessarily, usually you put these on like a grinder or something, but they can be dangerous. Definitely want to wear eye protection with these, and probably a long sleeve or something so these don't come flying off. And then you definitely want to observe the rated RPM. Like this one is obviously welded on here. This is like a generic wheel. So if this went bad, I could pretty much remove it and tack weld something else on there. Like if, you know, I wore this out. I think this came as a two-piece. I think it came as a two-piece. I don't remember. Pretty sure it did. Or actually, it didn't come as a two-piece. They sell a different one. But yeah. Get that out, get it used. I keep these silica gel packets for moisture control. So everything I purchase that has them, I usually just grab it, throw it in a box. Mayhew's a pro at making punch and chisels and pry bars. So, yeah, Mayhew punch set. Like, you just never know when you need a punch. Like this thing, unless this is the only punch that you use on like freaking, I don't know, excavators or tractors or something, and it's gonna start mushrooming the end of it over the years, and then you're gonna have to cut it off and then make it flush again or something. This stuff is gonna hold up. So I don't think they warranty stuff that you lose. Again, I'm going off topic, but I think a set like this, it's gonna cost you like, I don't know, 60 bucks or something, and you're gonna have it for the rest of your life, be able to pass down to your kids. I mentioned that I do not like the roll-up cases, but I do like the Mayhew. Maybe the thing I like about Mayhew is, versus this one, or the previous two, was maybe I just like the Velcro on here. The design of the Velcro just snaps versus I gotta wrap a Velcro around it. Maybe that's why I don't like roll-up pouches. I don't know. Clearly several design in terms of how you snap them together. All right, another, so this is pretty sure this is from Mayhew. And again, here's one where I don't like this design with the Velcro. Again, a Mayhew, no, this is a Sonix. So this is their larger size angle wrenches. So again, I totally forgot I had this because I have been working on my hydraulic press, and I've wanted to get into tight areas, and I'm like thinking, how am I going to do it? And wishing I had a angled wrench, not realizing I had these for a long time, because really, like I said, these only come in, they're usually like hydraulic fittings. So it's kind of good that I'm going through here. Again, I'm not gonna hide it. I don't use this stuff a lot, if at all, and clearly it's buried. So we would go with not at all in this case. So that's cool. Maybe I won't get a Tecton set after all. But, and I believe Capri comes out with one with like a more, I don't know, there's some grooves that have been cut, some grooves or something cut in them. And then people are always concerned about the 30-60 angle and all that stuff. So I'm always learning something new. These wheels what do you call this? It's like an eraser wheel. So those, whenever you get your car balanced and they remove the wheel weights off the inner side of the wheel, the rim, it usually leaves the residue from the paste they use to get those things to stick on there so they can balance your wheels. I absolutely hate when that stuff is left there. So I use this, granted, I don't use it a lot, but this is what I use to clean that stuff up. You know, I put it on my driller or something that rotates or whatever. And you just don't want to go at a high RPM unless you're gonna like burn or score your rim on the inside and it's gonna leave a gouge. But if you go at a slightly RPM, make contact, keep eating away at it, this rubber wheel. Also removing decals or something else, this thing will last you a long time. And I can use this stuff all the way down to this line. So this is the only one that I'll ever need because I don't do this stuff on a daily basis. And you don't want to exceed 4,000 RPM on this design or this specific unit. So I do know I have this and I have used it for sure. What's this? Lyle, made in the USA, battery helper. I would say this is more designed if you're like carrying batteries around a shop or, you know, the battery's like in a hard to reach area, you can just get it out. But in most cases, the batteries that I have to work with don't. I mean, I'm not taking out my battery that many times a year, if at all. So this is just one of those things that you either want or you don't want. A battery holder. Fluid oil pump. So self-explanatory. It just pumps fluid. So here's, yeah. Not for use with brake fluid. So obviously if you use it with brake fluid, this is probably pretty cheap, whatever. What else do we got? You got these smaller ones that fits most the quart size bottles. So again, I have these hanging around just because, you know, emptying out reservoirs for like brake fluid, power steering fluid. Obviously that one says don't use it on brake fluid, but chances are I would still use it based on how cheap they are. But yeah, any type of fluid, any type of reservoir you're trying to empty a bottle or something, these are good to have handy. Let's see. Oh, this is a siphon hose. I'm pretty sure this is a 2-part hose for something else that I have. I just don't remember what the other piece was. No, this is a 2-part design, 2-part unit. There's nothing right here. Here's one of my more prized possession. It's a flare gun. I actually used it the other day to see how long this video is. 19 minutes, not bad. So this is a flare gun. First time I used it was trying to see if I had a sticking brake. So I drove the car around and then I came back and I just kind of point these at the calipers as best as I could at the rotors just to see the average temperature. So it's literally a flare gun. The color is gonna change. So that's the slide door to the, I'm not sure if it can be seen. Maybe. So the orange is at the bottom of the door, or the purple, sorry. Nope. Anyway. It just kind of shows you temperature variance, and then you have a light that you can like direct it where you want it. And it's going to show you the temperature, and you can capture the temperature. So I actually use these. I was trying to find like areas in the house that was like heat was escaping from around the windows and stuff, and I was using this around the doors and stuff. But really great tool to have. This is the model TG267. So I mean, you can, I'm not sure if you can see my hand as far as like, I mean, you can always see the bones and everything. But you can see the warmth of my body versus, let's see how, saying I'm 85. Granted, it's cold outside. Yeah, pretty nice. This was one of the reasons why I took my toolbox back inside, because I do know I had this for sure, a flare gun. And then you got, you know, additional probes and stuff that you can use. Hook it on the side of your tool belt or something. It does come with a little strap, but it's not needed for me. All right, we're making good progress here. We're gonna get this done. LTI Tools, brake line, brake cylinder, fit-in rethreading kit. This is a unique tool. So yeah, brake line, brake cylinder, fit-in rethreading kit. So not something that you'd use often, but if you ever need it, you got it. And it's amazing. I think this is the first tool I've ever had from LTI. Now I have several up there, like the fancy O2 sensor socket removal tool. Yeah, pretty nice. And this box has been sitting here and I've just been going in circles around it. It's the Astro Air Coolant Tester. Pretty much just using it to test caps and coolant draining. So it's pretty much a drain and fill for coolant and testing the pressure and everything in the coolant system pressure tester. So you hook it up to shop air, which it doesn't have the connection for that. And yeah, I have, what's the name? I have a different set of these that I use. I do have an Astro set, like a complete set, like a huge kit. And then there's another brand that I have. So like this, I can easily leave this in my box without this without this actual shipping box. And it would take up a lot less room, but I have a lot of stuff to lay out and go through and make sure I'm, you know, I'm kind of grouping stuff appropriately, because I think that's important to keep maximizing usage. So your antifreeze tester. Self-explanatory, you can pick these up anywhere, AutoZone somewhere. I think that's even an AutoZone purchase maybe. All right, let's see. We're at the bottom. We got a Lyle combination disc brake kit. So, not sure. Yeah, we're still seeing it. we're still seeing the bottom here. This box is the very last one over, and then, yeah, we're good. If I have that down in there, yeah, you can still see it. So I don't have to hold this stuff up. But, so this is a pretty large, I have mixed feelings about the blow molded case. Like, look at the profile of this blow molded case. Look at the size of it. Like, if I have a lot of storage room, yes, I would like to leave it in this case so I can know what it is, who makes it. Again, if I'm trying to resell it in the future, you know, the next owner can have it as it came, with a few more fingerprints and, you know, scratches on it. Whatever. But when you look at the tool in here, I mean, look at this case. You know, obviously you gotta make room. Yeah, that might have been out of view. Look at this case right here. Obviously they gotta make room for the cutouts and stuff, which literally this goes right here. But there's no other purpose for this. Like, you could design this to where this comes apart and just lays flat and you just kind of put it in place when you need it. But anyway, for those wind back calipers, you know, you could put a ratchet, a socket on here with a ratchet, and as you can squeeze and turn at the same time, and it would wind it back. And then you have different sizes. So it just takes up a lot of room. Like, I feel like this one box takes up a third of this. That one, whatever Lyle box, takes up a third of this. Monster. Get the dust off it. So Monster, like I said, discontinued. Honestly, I don't even know what this is, to be honest. Let's see. We're all gonna find out. Aha. I remember these. These are obviously long extensions, swivel extensions, 6-point at that. And they're a 3/8 drive. And it goes from 9, or it goes from 6 all the way up to 19. So this is a really nice set. I bet if I sold this on eBay, I could fetch some money for it, because someone would want to buy it. And it doesn't have the pin, it's like the hex ball in there that it rolls around. So it should be long lasting. I do have another set of Monster extensions that are really awesome. They're chrome. Those are definitely, those are way longer, and it's really nice, a really nice set. I almost don't want to break them because then I can't find them again. But this is now a rare tool just because of this discontinued. I believe there's a company that absorbed Monster, or maybe they just changed it from Monster to a different name. K-Tools maybe, I don't know. But, yeah, let me know if you have these and if they have held up for you. Green is now my color of choice, so maybe because it stands out, but so that's just cool. All right, home stretch. In the bottom here, we have a straight edge. It's a 35-inch, made in the USA, obviously, with all the flag over it. Central Tools straight edge. More for if you're doing like, you know, cylinder work. I mean, making sure the engine is like perfectly, you know, machined or something. But yeah, this piece of stop bar, whatever it is, you know, NASA should be able to use this piece and send it to space on their space shuttle. But made in the USA, Central Tools. So definitely want to keep it secure, not throw it around, not abuse it. And I mean, a straight edge can come in for a million reasons, so it doesn't have to be for that specific reason I just mentioned. Engine rebuild. Just never know when you want a true straight edge. All right, Fowler is a micrometer or micrometer. Again, I don't have a problem storing them in this case in the plastic or seal. So break this, a digital break this tool. How do you open this? All right, well, there we go. You push, you push opposite direction. All right, let's do this. Need 2 hands. So. Goes there. This goes here. And this goes, call it right there. But just for testing brakes, how much wear you have remaining. Fowler, pretty decent brand. Much like the Multimeter products. Pretty decent stuff. And these are the type of companies that most companies that rebrand stuff will go to and be like, hey, can you make this crap for me? Or can you, well, not make it, can you just slap my name on it for a price? And they'll name their price and they'll pass it on to you, the consumer. Made in China. So there's that. So this you just kind of, hope I'm not holding them too high. Just kind of pull apart. And someone might say, well, you have 2 of them. So one is in millimeter. This one, the left one is in inches, and this one is in millimeters. I mean, yeah, you can do the conversions, but they were cheap enough to have a set of 2. I was hoping to be way more productive on this Saturday morning, but I woke up super late. And yeah, I just haven't started doing anything. This is the most I've done all morning. All right. I do know what this is. I just don't remember. Oh yeah, it's a multimeter. Electronic Specialties multimeter. So your standard multimeter setup. I have a couple of these multimeters. Well, not a couple of this brand, but a couple of multimeters. And then it has a clamp. So you don't find many multimeters coming with a clamp on it. They're coming with a clamp, but this one does have it. So really good to have. And it's not expensive. Make sure I turn it off. O2, all right. This is again, General Technologies, made in Canada, ST05, O2 sensor tester and simulator. I try to stay away from anything O2 sensor, but if I can test and verify it's good, then more power to me. So that's where this comes in. Really nice unit. I can't speak for the functionality because this is one that I have not used. And again, this one is definitely buried, so I definitely have not used it. And its sister, the engine ignition analyzer, again, made in Canada. I've played with them when I purchased them, but man, I just don't get around to using all this stuff all the time. And I don't have a reason for it. I'm not gonna break into a car and start doing stuff. But yeah, really nice units. Comes with everything you need. Pretty large display for what it is. But with my new Icon toolbox where I can actually lay stuff out, I'll have more access to stuff. I'm hoping to play with stuff a lot more. Like I always keep the manuals because that's the thing. Unless you know for a fact how, multimeter is pretty simple, but unless you know for a fact how something is used, chances are there's stuff in the user manual, the user guide that you need to read in order to maximize value for the item that you've purchased. Amp pound, everyone has an amp pound, part number 72 on this one. Again, your manual, all your leads, and then the actual body of the unit. So, can't wait to just have this garage set up and be able to access everything I need. All right, almost there. This is your Metabo. Again, that first video, part 1, had some of that stuff. This one is all packaged up. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a few comments on these videos. Man, you have a lot of tools and you don't know how to use them, or you don't use them at all. Not that I don't know how to use them. It's just, like I said in part 1, I do have tools that I've acquired because I know the purpose it serves, and I know that is something that I can use in the future, and I'd like to have it available when I need it. And if you have not heard, I'm not a mechanic. I'm just your average consumer. Prosumer, I guess. Mighty Vac Brake Bleed Reservoir Kit. So this is just part of the puzzle as far as brake bleed, and Mighty Vac is a really decent brand. Again, this box is not too bad, but I don't like pieces when they're all scattered over the place. That's how you don't get usage out of your stuff, because they're all over the place. Here we go. Vessel Megadora, beyond Japanese industrial standards. So there's JIS, and then there's the other brands or the other standards. Doesn't this look super nice? If that's grammatically correct. So like this one, it has you can't really see it, but it has the grooves cut in the end. It has a knurling on here. And it's just like, where's that one? It's just like this. It's pretty much the same, except this one is striking. This silver one is striking. This one is not. But once I get my toolbox set up, I'm gonna have these stuff all like laid out, easily accessible, ready to use. I do like Vessel. I'm gonna do I'll probably do a video at some point in time with just focusing on the names of the tools I have, like, you know, Calvan, Vessel, Astro, Chapman, Metabo, Flair, Monster, ATC, Milwaukee, DeWalt. Just throw the names out there. Mueller Keps, you know, Baco, Gear Wrench, and not focus on the tool names. I was gonna say there's nothing worse than hearing snap on, snap on, snap on. But I'm just picking on people. Transmission engine oil pressure kit from OTC. There we go. Pretty nice. So like something like this, you want to leave it in the case because it has a slot for all these little thread fit-ins, and you definitely don't want to lose them. Pretty nice large gauges. Yeah. I believe this is the last of it, and honestly when I look on the floor compared to what's in this box, it's like, oh, it's not a lot. It's just, it's not designed for this stuff. So my purpose is to, what I'm gonna do is go through all my tools, probably just lay them out on the ground, group them in order of what I care for, not care for, but what I want to put in certain places. And like this case right here, it's literally the perfect size for this drawer as far as fit, as far as height. And then you can just get in here, pick this out, see what you have there, put it back, that's not it, move to the next one instead of like going through layers and layers of stuff. I mean, this thing actually took me, I mean, I was talking about stuff, but it took me like, probably would have taken me like, I don't know, 30 minutes or more to like just dig through here. Probably like 10 or 15 if I'm just throwing stuff. But yeah, this is the end of this one. There's nothing else in there. So we're gonna call that quits. I'm gonna get some food. And again, this video is just as long as the last one, so perfect. Anyway, like me always say, like on, don't hit the thing.